All right, gonna do a breakdown here. Take a quick look at FSU Samford, see how much I can get through here. I've got it set up to the first play of the game for the offense. They just return the ball, and we're gonna get started here. FSU is in a 10 personnel look. It looks like 2-by-2 formation. Tight angle here, but it looks like some type of four vertical pattern with the back underneath. You can see from the snap, the left tackle shows really poor technique. He lunges forward, which is something you absolutely want to avoid at all times. Stops his feet, so there's pressure there. Doesn't really have time to let those deep routes develop, and Francois just has to check it down where there's three backers in good position. All right, next play, 2-by-2 again. So you're trying to spread these guys out a little bit, and a high snap. Looks like a little RPO here for FSU. You can see here it's going to be a read for Francois. It's a second level read where he's going to actually read this backer here. Um, Unfortunately, there's a bad snap, so he's not really able to make the read. Fortunately, he makes the correct decision anyways. You can see the backers fill in that open B gap pretty quick. So this would be a pull and throw read for Francois. So this is an RPO without the QB run element. It's just simply a give or throw. FSU gets kind of lucky here. Not really a good job at all by Keith Gavin. First thing, if you notice here, if I pause it, he should take the first threat blocking. So this safety's flying in. Keith should actually come off the corner and block that safety. He doesn't. Murray's able to make a miss, and then Keith also whiffs on the corner. Still a good gain for FSU. So now they come back to another 10 personnel look, spread trips formation. And here is a zone replay. It's going to be an outside zone bubble RPO. Francois reads this end. He can either give the ball, pull it and run, or pull it and throw to the bubble. You can see the D end actually stays home here. If I come back just a little bit, the D end does not squeeze real hard, so I think this is a good read by Francois. But unfortunately, FSU's offensive line is not able to work up to this backer here. They get a pretty good double team here, and I think actually Samford's D lineman does a good job of holding up Arthur Williams. You see he has a hard time getting off and moving up to the backer. If he was able to get up there, it might be a little bit better gain for Florida State. You'd like to see Juwan Williams get some more movement in the run game there. He's really high, not really giving a lot of good effort either. So yeah, it's a good overtake by Eberle, but for whatever reason, Arthur Williams is not able to get up to that backer. All right, more 10 personnel. We're going to jet motion here on 2nd and 8, more of an orbit motion. FSU tries to set up a screen. Juwan Williams lets the guy come inside. Oh, I'm sorry, he does not. There's a stunt there, so they're able to disrupt and kind of get some penetration on Juwan Williams, who's going to trip up Akers. He can't keep his feet, which even if he did, your O linemen that are trying to get up to the next level are not able to block who they're supposed to, Eberle in particular. So poor execution by Florida State. 10 personnel. A little check with me on 3rd and long. If I remember from watching this live, they're going to hit they're going to run another 4 vertical patterns here. Really good time for Francois. This is a throw that he needs to make. So he's got plenty of time. And it's a 4 vertical pattern, and he knows that his slot receiver is going to be working down the seam. And McKitty does get it probably a little bit too wide here. He should not be this close to the sideline. But even with as wide as he is, Francois' throw is still off the mark. It's almost, obviously he's throwing to McKitty there, but it's almost hard to tell if he's going to the slot or the outside receiver. You got to connect on those. All right, I'm going to flip to the defense here. So FSU opens up in their base quarters, which is something they will not stay in very long this game. And as you guys know, Stanford Samuels gets beat on this play. He's man-to-man on the slot receiver, basic quarters. As you can see, as a lot of quarters coaches like to claim that versus vertical, you're going to get some help by the linebackers, some type of collision or reroute. Most of the time, that honestly does not happen, and it doesn't here. That safety is just on an island, and they're able to set him up with a double move and get beat. And if there's any weakness to Samuel's game, it's probably his straight line speed, so he can't really get there to recover. But we learn as the game goes on that Samford receiver is a really good player too. Can't really see it from this angle, but I think you can the next one. Skip past that LeBourne injury. It's really unfortunate. Okay, pretty cool here from FSU. They open up in a pony personnel, which is two running backs in the game next to DeAndre. You got to imagine that this was going to be LeBourne if he didn't go down. Nevertheless, they still go to this package. And they run outside zone here. It is somewhat of a read for Francois. He's going to make sure he holds that D end home here. And front side, not bad blocking here. You'd like Rasul to follow Cam, who is his lead blocker. He kind of cuts it back, partly because Derek Kelly does not get a good reach block there. The D end is able to beat his reach block. Watch the right tackle there. Pretty good play by the D end. You'd like to see FSU win that matchup. And Arthur Williams is not able to get up to that inside backer as well. Guys are just coming downhill. So Kelly not making a good block. Akers is leading, and Rasul should probably follow it. Same formation. Checking with me at the line. Checking with the coaches at the line. And a little read option play here. If you notice this one, Francois messes up this read. He's going to be reading this defensive end. If the defensive end crashes, he should pull, but if the defensive end sits, he should give the ball. And you can see the D end is sitting there with his shoulder square playing Francois. He needs to give the ball to Rasul there. So it's not the correct read. Notice this too. You know, even if he does give the ball, Samford's got a nice little corner blitz there called to the edge that we're not able to pick up. So it probably could have been an issue otherwise. But you still want to see Francois making improvements with his zone read game, and that's an example of him not making the right decision. All right, so now they come to 11 personnel. McKitty's in line and in the game. Camera man wants to zoom in really far for some reason. You can see what FSU is working here in the middle of the field. They're going to have a little angle route to the running back right there. They start to come back to this later in the game. But it looks like DeAndre is going to come off of that read and throw the curl route. It's a pretty nice progression for the quarterback this play, because if the angle's not there, if the quarterback doesn't like it, he can easily move his eyes to this curl and throw it. But you can just see what blows up this play is your left tackle getting beat. Again, already 4 minutes into the game, so pressure on Francois. He's got to get rid of it, and it's an awkward throw that's really off the mark. Looking at what the left tackle did wrong here. His initial pass set is fine, but that's a lunge again, and poor footwork. The inability to continue to move his feet efficiently while using his hands. All right. All right, back to the defense here. Still base personnel. Samford puts formation into the boundary. This gets blown dead. Not sure why. Penalty on Samford. FSU has a blitz called, so they're going to do that cross Mike blitz and roll to a cover 3. Aggressive call from Florida State, and Samford has a good play call to counter it here. You can see Woodby's more in a spot drop zone coverage here, where he's not really matching the route or getting hands on a receiver. He's just reading the quarterback so that receiver is able to slip inside of him. And because your field safeties roll into the middle, he's not in a good position to defend that either. You can notice how quick Samford's getting the ball out. No time for the rush to get there. Pretty good play. You want to see a little bit better angle by Samford there. All right, identify where the receiver is, take an inside out angle. Another blitz by Florida State from the field, and good quarterbacking from Samford. He gets the ball out to his hot receiver right where the blitz came from. FSU's rolling to another single high covered 3 look. So your free safety here to the field should be rolling down over top of this slot receiver, but it looks like he's a little slow to get there. Plus, he's coming from the inside and doesn't have great leverage on that route. Good play there by Samford. More blitzing from Florida State. Looks like another cross Mike blitz, possibly. Should be. Adonis is not a good blitzer. At least 2 games into the season, he has not been. He's really hesitant there. And as we talked about before, when these guys blitz, sometimes there can be a gap there. You normally want the safety to fill that gap. In this case, they're going to drop the end, and Samford actually cracks the end. So you should, again, see the safety come up to replace the crack here. He's there. He's just a little late. So you can see him kind of, before he goes out of the screen here, you can see him kind of hesitate. Good to see he's not really getting depth. He's kind of using it as a flat foot read. Does come up. Kind of a nice draw play versus the blitz. And when you get hesitation from your linebackers on the blitz, that type of stuff's going to happen. All right. Under front from FSU. Looks like, again, they're playing a single high look. You can see them roll late. And they bring a boundary pressure here. And again, the Samford quarterback hits his hot receiver to the boundary to replace where the blitz came from. Another good job by Samford to take advantage of FSU being aggressive. All right, you see the money linebacker come. They're able to dump it off. See who else should be there. Westbrook, your boundary safety should be rolling there to this hook, this curl flat area. I don't know what holds him there. He should not be on the hash. All right, so you can kind of see it there. Samford's going to roll to the middle. Westbrook should be down here to the flat. For some reason, he kind of sticks there on the hash, so he's really late getting there. It's not very good. All right, pretty nice opening script here by Samford. Expecting a zone look. Versus this, they're going to run off Kyle Myers and throw the curl or the hitch right behind it. FSU's blitzing again, this time with just their mic. And probably with that blitz called, Adonis is kind of holding there for the back. So he can't really get the width that he needs to. So FSU being really aggressive here early, which you don't mind, but Samford's kind of finding ways to exploit it. Got some good calls here, taking advantage of FSU's aggressiveness. All right, little reverse here. Yeah, looks like it's just a straight up reverse off a jet, and Christmas gets penetration. It's a really big play, but the face mask is a really tough break there. All right, into the red zone. They try Samford here on another double move. Let's take a look. It's straight quarters. All right, not bad by Samford. He's on an island. He's playing off coverage on the hash. It's very difficult. But he does have the end zone and tighter space to deal with, so he cannot gain as much depth. Can play a little bit more aggressive as far as not having to use as big of a cushion as this receiver runs vertical. He does not have to get as much depth because there's not as much space behind him. Big thing he needs to do is maintain his initial leverage. So it actually looks like here he's playing a little outside leverage, which is curious to me because he does not have help to the inside. So I don't understand that. But with the outside leverage, you should try to maintain that outside leverage. So when that receiver gives you that initial break to the outside, you can sit on it, be patient. Samford jumps a little bit, but is still able to come back inside and make the stop. If the quarterback puts that ball out in front a little bit, probably in a little bit more trouble there. But because it's not out in front, it lets Samford recover. So initial alignment pre-snap is curious. It's a tough ask of your safety regardless. So I think that's a good break for FSU there. All right, looks like we got man coverage here up at the top over the trips. And they're going to bring some type of pressure. Bring both outside linebackers, and they're going after Samford again. Samford's been hurt. It seems like, Stanford has been hurt. It seems like Samford knows that. And again, he's playing off coverage. It's really hard. It does look like he has the inside leverage here with no help. So that's pretty good. Maintain your inside leverage on the stem. Not bad. Probably just don't need to use your hands quite as much. You're in a good position there. It's kind of questionable contact. We'll see if we can look at it again. Nope. All right. Run on the goal line. FSU's loaded up, of course. And what you'll see here, I've watched this play before. To me, you do a pretty good job to the play side, front side of the play. D-Jack gets a good fit. But you'll see here, if you keep an eye on Woodby, he does not trigger like he should. He doesn't get a good key initially, and he sits flat-footed, and it allows a lineman to get up on him and move him. And he just gets buried. And because of that, you'll notice Stanford Samuels is able to get there before him. Kind of fits where Woodby should fit, and as a result, there's a little bit of a cutback space for the back right there. So yeah, Woodby's your problem there, but it looks like shoulder for Woodby there. Sheesh, not good. All right, let's skip ahead here. This is actually a pretty good angle, I think. Let's see, Woodby there just getting buried. And there's a cutback. All right, do another series here for the offense. This is going to be 11 personnel, but in a more of a spread doubles look. All right, this is a RPO play for Francois. So again, they block the end. He's actually reading this backer here. Backer hesitates, so you give the ball. This is actually something where Samford has this pretty well defended. So typically, with the way this backer's playing it, you would like to see Francois pull the ball and throw the bubble, but they actually have the bubble covered up as well, which when you're playing it this way, typically that means you need to take advantage of something to the front side here. You can see the leverage that this slot receiver has on this linebacker compared to our boundary slot receiver, looking at the linebacker and the safety over top. So I think this is something you'll see them talk about with Francois and continue to develop their RPO packages where you have to control this front side defender as well. But with that look, I guess, okay for Francois to give there, and they pick up a pretty nice gain. Let's look at the movement up front. Ugh, not much, right? Not much movement there, kind of getting blown back. All right, this is part of their dart RPO package. Dart meaning they're going to pull this tackle here. They usually read some second level defender with this, usually the backside. So probably reading this backer here. So he has the option to give the ball or pull and throw. You can see the throw's not there. They've got numbers to the outside. But part of this package is a pre-snap read where if you have one-on-one coverage to the single receiver side, you can take advantage of that and throw it. Something that I wish they would have done a lot more versus Virginia Tech. So apparently it's something that they talked about and Francois was more aware of. And he does a great job there. Throws a really nice back shoulder. It just they've got a true freshman in the game, and he's not able to make the play. Saw some penetration there. I think it came from here. So with pulling the tackle, that means your guard has to block back, and if your guard has to block back, then so does your center. The guard's covered, so Eberle's got to get all the way back to the three technique here. Gets just enough. All right, 3rd and 7. FSU struggled on 3rd and medium to long. Excuse me. Kind of they run like all hitches past the chains, and they're able to get the ball out there to the single receiver versus off coverage. Very good. Like to see it thrown a little bit more on time, but works out. Good catch by Gavin. First down, Florida State. They immediately go play action, and they're going to run their H-back McKitty here on a wheel route and a post by Gavin. Francois should be reading the safety here. You can see the safety's going to run with the wheel, so you've got the post one-on-one with the corner. Really nice ball by Francois. If you want to see a really poor effort by Jawan Williams, your left tackle there, see him get beat around the edge. Just really, really lazy technique. You can see the lazy footwork at the beginning and then the lazy punch where his feet completely stop. Gets his quarterback hit. Gavin drops that ball. I really would like to see him come up with that. FSU starts in empty motions to the backfield, and this to me is a read option play. So here they are reading the backside end, and it is a pin and pull sweep. And stays home for the quarterback, so Francois is going to give. Decent gain. What could they do better? McKitty gets a pretty nice down block there on the end so that your tackle can pull. You can see Jawan Williams is running pretty high and light on his feet, so as he makes contact with the defender, he actually takes the blow instead of delivering it himself. Really should see some better out of Jawan there. He's getting blown back by a linebacker. And then you'd like to see Eberle here get wider with his track. He kind of stops running because there's no one there. He needs to keep going there. There's clearly no cutback. He's got to get out in front. He's the wrapper. He's got to get around Jawan. All right, 3rd and 5. FSU has some type of mesh concept called here. You can see the tighter split by the receiver to the boundary. He's going to cross the field. McKitty kind of sets a nice pick there. And you've got him open underneath, but just a horrendous rep by your left tackle. You can't anchor there. All right, you can see there, not really a good position. He's kind of lunging forward, leaning with his head. And that's a position you never want to see one of your offensive linemen in. Tells you that he really didn't get a good job getting his hands placed on the punch. He's leaning forward instead of sitting back, continuing his pass set and punching. Really unfortunate to see that. That'll do it. I'm going to do one more series about the defense because I think this is where they switch up what they're doing from base to some more nickel and dime packages. Yep. So nickel package here, they've taken the star out of the game, and I've got true freshman Asante Samuels in at corner. Looks pretty clearly like a man coverage situation. This is something they'll need to communicate better as Taylor's man goes in motion. Fagan is trying to tell him that he's got him now, but Taylor doesn't get it. Still follows, so they've got 2-on-1 there. All right, little zone read RPO there. Pretty good job up front by FSU. See Marvin Wilson getting off the ball. All the FSU D linemen are in the backfield. Some good extension there by Marv. Just want to disengage there. Disengage and make the tackle. Good hustle by Burns. Veteran quarterback trying to change the play. Has to call timeout. Really nice little zone beater here outside by Samford. They stack the receivers tight, but press both of them out wide into the flats and what looks like some type of cover two look there to the field. Yep. So they kind of overload Taylor's flat area, run him off with that first receiver, and throw it underneath with some space. Pretty good open field stuff by Florida State. All right. Little reverse pass here. FSU defends it well. Looks like the receiver to the side of the pass does not know he should be running a route. Probably wanted to throw something back here to the boundary too, but FSU's in man coverage, so they've really got everybody accounted for. It's a good job.